We're back with Julian Lennon, who, with this CD, number 4, Photograph Smile, has been on a promo tour 4 years doing the world. We're just talking about, he sang the song now 8,432,000 times.
Yes.
He's going home and then off to South America, and then you'll start another tour.
And then we'll start the real tour where we get up and play. For real. With a band.
I mean, it wasn't for real, I'm only kidding.
Well, no, I mean, it's just that, you know, you either do the real tour, which is with the full band, or you'd go on the promotional tour like this, where it's, if you want to get the single out, you know, you have to have a backing track like that. And you sing live, yes, absolutely, but, you know, you have the invisible band behind you. It's not quite the same.
And I know that everywhere you go, and we all have the same reaction because of, you've had the most incredible journey, my friend.
It certainly has been.
Is that, how would you, give me 2 words that would come to mind to describe your life's journey so far?
Well, number one, there was no rule book. There was no guiding lines. So it was taking every day as it came and dealing with it.
It'd be hard to find people to kind of like hash things over with because nobody else is on a similar journey. Yours is exceptionally rare.
Yeah, but very true, very true. But there, you know, there are a lot of friends that have been around me and with me for so many years that have seen the sort of situations I find myself in, that understand that and feel sympathetic towards me sometimes, you know. But for the most part, I generally handle things very well, you know. I don't have a problem.
You see the yin and the yang of your journey. I mean, as I look at it as an outsider, I see all the benefits. I was sitting here thinking, as a parent, you know, with a child who takes what talent they inherit and evolves it, that your father would be going, he would be so proud. He would
I would hope so.
Oh, he would be. I mean, you're really good in your own. Yeah, you're incredibly good. You're very talented. You've taken something and you've evolved it. David Crosby was here the other day. Now, I don't know if you know the story how he had a son and they never saw each other because the son was adopted out?
Yes, roughly, yes.
And when they were reunited, it turns out, what a surprise, that the kid is very talented musically. What a surprise. We're talking about the power of genetics.
Yeah.
No one would know that better than you.
Very true. I mean, it still takes a great deal of hard work, to say the least. You know, I mean, songwriting is an art form and it is a craft which takes a long time to work on to get it right, you know.
I was reading about writing this, how you were pushed, yourself, you would write something and the man you were working with would say, no, you can do better, and you would push yourself, and then you went dry, and then all of a sudden there was an explosion from your well of creativity.
Very much so. A lot of the my favorite songs on the album, which were the more ballad-esque style songs, the more classical style songs, actually were written during recording the other songs for the album. So yes, there was a very good burst of creativity during this, and that was due to the fact that this was, with the recording of this album, it was the first time that there hadn't been record companies around, managers around, and
I'll tell you how you're going to do this one, Julian, to make a hit.
It was very, well, it was very much them knocking on the door, and there was a time clock, and it's, well, that's not commercial enough for us, or that's not up-tempo enough, and it was like, because I take it very seriously as an art form and as a craft, it's impossible to slot into that commercial side of things, especially under pressure. And so, you know, I wasn't a happy camper for several years because of some of the previous work, you know. I felt there were moments that shone through.
Please, but, you've done some incredibly fine music.
Well, thank you, thank you. But I just felt on a personal level as an artist that there wasn't a complete body of work that I was entirely satisfied with. And I felt it was necessary for me to do that and have control and oversee the project and to do it the way that I'd always wanted to do it. 2
things. This album is dedicated to to your stepfather.
Yes, to my stepfather.
You lost your stepfather?
I lost him about 4 years ago, yes. Sadly so, very sadly.
So your mum, Cynthia, who was, see, I was going to make that same mistake again. I was just about to say she was involved in television, but she wasn't. The research was wrong. She's a graphic artist, is having her first show coming up with a friend.
She's been hanging out lately with one of her old best friends from art school, and they're both artists. And they've never really been recognised in their own right as artists, I feel, and so they both decided to put on a show in Portobello in London, just to see what the public think. You know, it's very down to earth. It's not a big gallery thing, but yeah, she's very excited about it. You know.
When I read all the research about you, one of the most touching, poignant, saddest things for me was that after you lost your father, that you had to go. You settled with Yoko on the estate. You got X amount of money, but you had to buy the postcards that you'd written to your father, and your father wrote to you at auction. I went,
yeah, I know.
That's disgusting.
I know. Well, it's not only that. It's a lot of his belongings that were auctioned off by Yoko, and a lot of his, you know, whether they were personal possessions or whether they were instruments, you know. And I mean, the most ironic thing is with the settlement that I did receive. Is that I've been buying his stuff back, you know, with that. So I'm buying his stuff back with his money, which is absolutely insane, you know.
It's karmic, bizarre, whatever.
Beyond, you know, I've been dealt a very interesting hand.
Yes, you have.
But these days, at least on a personal level, I feel I'm turning that around, and I'm starting to get aces and starting to be on a winning front. So hopefully everything will fall into place.
I would think that I was trying to put my thoughts together about Yoko, a woman, because anyone who knew about the relationship that they had, they appeared to me to be the soulmates of soulmates. Like they seemed to have a great relationship, but she seems to be a difficult woman, multi-layered.
Oh, very multi-layered. I think on many levels very manipulative.
And yet it's a connection for you to your father, so it's...
Yeah, I know, it's a horrible way to have to go. Yeah, I mean, I think she knew exactly what she was doing from day one.
Ah, okay.
You know, she played it innocent, but I think she had it all planned.
Are you and Sean friends?
Sean and I get on very well when we get a chance to see each other, which is, you know, he's now embarked on his own solo career.
Right.
And so we have bumped into each other around the world, here and there. And, you know, I used to babysit him. I love him dearly. And, you know, he's blood to me. So there's never, ever been any problems between us. So although the press in England came out, because albums were being released at the same time, came out that it was the feuding Lennons, you know, who's going to be the better of the two. And more often than not, you know, Sean and I would be sitting down having a drink together, laughing about this situation. It's just a way for, you know, the press to make some more money and sell some more papers.
How is Paul doing? Is he...
Paul seems to be in very good spirits. I was with him the other night at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he was inaugurated, and you could see. You could see it was he was very happy on one level, but on the other you could see the pain and the sadness in his eyes that, you know, his baby, the love of his life, was not with him for this special occasion, and you could tell he was very sort of hurt by the whole experience. Loved it, but it was a double-edged sword. Absolutely. But apart from that, you know, he seems to be doing very well and coping very well. And of course, he has tremendous kids. You know, great support from his family, which is, you couldn't ask for anything more, really.
It's so what's the word I want? It's so fascinating to meet you. I told you I've listened to your music, and my daughter and I were listening to it. It's wonderful. The music on this is really, really good. You're a very talented man. Congratulate you on your success. Enjoy all the aces you're getting.
Thank you very much.
You bloody well deserve them, mind you.
Thank you very much.
This is the CD. It's called Photograph Smile. It is in stores now. Are you touring back to Canada next year when you come? Are you coming this way again?
We'll definitely be coming through Canada, yes.
Well, I hope to see you again then.